at the Oval again. All right, fantastic. All right, so one of the all-star players that we're going to talk about briefly is Hank Aaron. Yes. All right, now whose record did he surpass? Babe Ruth. With
before Barry Bonds got to it.
How many records? I'm sorry. How many home runs did he make to surpass that record? 715 home runs. Now 755 was his career total, and they've named the 755 club after him. Now this has been purchased to the right. It's been purchased by Georgia State University, and they're using it for the Panthers. Okay. The Panthers football team, Georgia State University. So when the Atlanta Braves moved out, it was a shock to the city, to be honest with you. Who's from Atlanta? Who knows? Nobody? Oh, so I can tell the story. I can tell the story how I want to tell it. That's good. That's good. No, but it truly was a shock. But what their complaint was is that they felt like there hadn't been any economic development. Nothing had changed in 20 years, and that was actually true. So when people would travel down here to go to the games, that would really be the only thing there was to do in the area. Was a tad sketchy, just a little sketchy. Now, since Georgia State has taken over, they've built all these condominiums or apartments, rather, student housing. They've also, built a grocery store. They've developed the area pretty much. So it is a great area. And Hank Aaron, they didn't name the stadium, the original Braves stadium, after Hank Aaron. They named him after who? Ted Turner. Ted Turner, who actually brought the Braves to Atlanta, okay? Now coming up, I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but there's the Olympic rings that are just in front of us. Can y'all see those rings?
Yeah.
Okay, what do the Olympic rings represent?
Like the late great Muhammad Ali.
And this is the marker, sorry, to my left, where the old stadium, the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, was to my left, and that was the former stadium that they won the championship in 1995.
Yeah.
And they actually still have
the Braves and the Falcons. Where the Braves and the Falcons used to play.
Here, excuse me. All right. So what do the Olympic rings represent? That was confident. Who was that? Yes. That was great. Let's give him a round of applause. But that's not the answer. All right. Any other guesses?
1996 Summer Olympics. 1996 Summer Olympics.
The 5 continents that participate in the Olympic Games. Yes, it is. It is. Now, when the Olympics came to Atlanta, does anybody remember who lit the torch?
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali. Yes, he did.
The late great boxer.
And his famous quote was, "Float like a butterfly.
Sing like a bee.
His hands can't hit what his eyes can't see." Yes. All right. And so we are making our way down to the Georgia State Capitol building, which I would like to know, does anyone know how Georgia got its name? It was King George. King George. We're named after King George. Now, there was more than one King George. There were several. Do you? No.
The fourth, the fifth.
It's King George II. So we started off as a colony under Great Britain's rule, and actually, fought the Revolutionary War and. And so we're getting ready to pass the Georgia State Capitol. That is real gold on top of the Georgia State Capitol. Does anyone know where the first gold rush in America took place? The first gold rush. Where was the first gold rush? It was in California. The second gold rush was where? It was in Georgia. Yes, it was in Georgia. We were the site of the second gold rush, and the Cherokee Indians were actually on the land at that time. And President Andrew Jackson, who's on the what bill? The $20 bill. He enacted the Indian Removal Act of 1838 that caused the forced removal of the Cherokee Indians off the land. They were forcefully migrated to Oklahoma at that time. One out of every 4 Cherokee Indians died en route, which is how it got the name the Indian Trail of Tears. Okay? And so a lot of people may or may not know that the Indian Trail of Tears started right here in Georgia. Now that gold dome that we're passing here now on the left, that gold is the thickness of a gum wrapper. Yes, it's very thin. It's very thin. Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is the Georgia State Capitol building right here to our left. And they recently installed the Martin Luther King statue right here as well. You can see him right here, Martin Luther King. It's right here on the lawn, right here, Martin Luther King. And actually, this place was not fortified like this until recently. You used to be able to walk right up to it and take a picture. I don't know what's going on now.
Okay, statue.
You might be right. So we're coming up on a statue called Dog New York. It's coming up. It's a little statue. It's going to be sitting right here on our right-hand side. If they didn't take that down, let's see. Oh, it's still there. Okay. Here we go.
To the right? Yeah.
Now it's obvious, I think, that there's a second plane just crashed into the World Trade Center. I think we have a terror attack of proportions that we cannot begin to imagine at this juncture.
We'll try to get a better vantage point and see what...
Please look to your right. On September 11, 2003, the American Kennel Club donated the statue to Georgia in recognition of Georgia dogs that served as search and rescue dogs on September 11, 2001.
So Georgia did send 250 dogs to help in the search and rescue effort after the 9/11 attacks. All right, so coming up here on my left-hand side, this is a soup kitchen. It's a church. This is actually this is the oldest church in downtown Atlanta that was spared being burned down during the Civil War. They do have a soup kitchen where they allow unhoused individuals, we're gonna make a right, to get some food on certain mornings. I'm not sure if it's every morning. And this is, we're actually also passing on our right. This empty parking lot is where the World of Coca-Cola used to be. That's where the World of Coca-Cola used to be. And this here on the right is the original, the second train station that was carrying supplies and helping in the war effort for the Confederate soldiers. The first train station was burned down and then it was rebuilt. To my left-hand side, we have the world famous Underground Atlanta. Okay, this is the Underground of Atlanta. They had kind of a difficult time once the World of Coca-Cola moved away. But those white rings is where they do the annual peach drop. They haven't done it in a while, but they did say they're bringing it back in 2025. At one time, they actually had as many visitors as Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Okay. We're going to be making a left at this next light. And this is the world famous Walters. I don't know if there's any sneakerheads on the bus, but the world famous Walters, this is a famous place where people come and they buy sneakers and whatnot.
Ooh, Sinead.
Walters, yes, they've been around forever.
She would love this place. My sister would love this place.
I also want to point out that Georgia State University, they actually have emblems that are in the crosswalk that is the emblem of a flame, which represents, you know, Atlanta's rise from the ashes. We were the only city that was completely burned down during an act of war, and the casualties during the Civil War were over 600,000, okay? So there seems to be a situation unfolding here, and hopefully we can get around it. And if you do look to your left, then you can also see the underground again, at Underground Atlanta. Now we have a hospital here called Grady Memorial Hospital. It's actually a state-funded hospital that was started by Henry Grady. He did believe in hospitals and things, but he was a staunch racist. Okay, we're coming up on his statue here in the middle. This is the Henry Grady statue that has virtues, one facing the north and one facing the south. During the 2020 uprising, that was one of the statues that people wanted taken down, because in 1906 there was a race riot, and during that race riot 100 black men's bodies were laid at the foot of that statue. But our governor, Brian Kemp, said that unless there was we're going to go straight, unless there was a significant, a location as significant, that it couldn't be moved. So any statue cannot be moved unless they find a location that's as significant or as pronounced. And so they were not able to move the statue. We're passing to our left the former CNN building. What does CNN stand for?
News Network, Cable News Network.
Cable News Network. Yes, it's Cable News Network. It was started by Ted Turner in the 1970s. People laughed at him. We're going to continue straight. People laughed at him because they thought all 24-hour news channel was a bad idea, and they actually called